Holla at your boy. It's your boy. Dino Stan. It's your boy. Hey, what's up, everyone? How are y'all doing today? Well, I'm doing alright, I guess. I mean, everyone can always do better. But it's very hard to do worse, am I right? Alright, that's enough busting your balls here. We got a question to ask. Is Empire Total War a bad game? Yeah. But do I still play it? Yeah, I still play it. Empire Total War was my first Steam game. I was just a little child. I was watching like, it's either like Machinima, IGN, or someone. I don't know what YouTube channel this was. But they were doing like top 10 strategy games of the year or something like that. And I was watching it. And then I saw like they were showing this game called Empire Total War. And I've never seen a game with that many units on the screen. And they were talking about it, and I was like, Mom, we gotta get this game. And during my Christmas break, I got it. I was blown away. I brought my cousin over. I had to show him this game. I was like, dude, look how many units are on the screen, and they're animated, dude. They fight each other. This led to us making like little LARP stories. We'd follow one soldier around in the battlefield, and we'd just like say that's the main character. And we'd see if he lives or not. It was kind of cool. I don't know if I can ever get that whimsy back. The whimsy I had back when I was 10 years old, but, you know, what can you do? What can you do? I'm still trying to get back the whimsy of when I was like 16. You know, what can you do, man? Life's just like that sometimes. We can't live in the past forever. Unless we're playing Empire Total War. You know, because like it's a game that takes place in the 1700s. And it's a game that came out a long time ago. Now, this was my first Total War game, so when I played it when I was young, I loved this game. But I was one of the new arrivals. I was probably the person they were trying to capture with this new game. I might have been the target audience for this, especially because I was a child. But people who played Rome and Medieval 2, they did not like this game, and I understand because I've played those games. I love Medieval 2, that's one of my favorite games of all time. Now that I recall, I never actually saw a box copy of Medieval 2 or Total War Rome. Like, I saw, like, all the GTAs, I saw Empire Total War, I saw Tropico 4, Age of Mythology was always there. For some reason, they're always telling KOTOR 2, but I never saw Medieval 2 or Rome Total War, like, at a store. Kinda crazy. Now, let's actually talk about Empire Total War. First off, let's just go ahead and say it, the graphics are pretty good. I mean, even today, the graphics aren't bad, but back then, this was pretty good from what I remember. And when the animations work, they are beautiful, especially the ship combat animations. These are awesome. Sad no one ever plays ship combat in Total War games, I know I don't. But, for the ship bros out there, y'all guys were eating pretty good back then. Now y'all guys don't eat at all, you're anorexic. They don't even have ship combat in Total War games anymore. The land combat in this game is actually pretty fun. Like, it's not as fun as Fall of the Samurai. Like, I love Fall of the Samurai. That's my favorite Total War game for combat. I just like guns and I like cross-mapping artillery. That's just me. And this game, it's almost there. Like, I like the gameplay when it works. Like, when it works, it's pretty good because, like, you feel awesome. The UI is kind of bad, so that kind of hurts the land combat. Like, grouping units is pretty painful. Like, this game, it feels archaic even though it's one of the... Well, it was one of the newer Total War games. Not anymore. But it feels very archaic. The UI does work enough. So if you really like this game, you can get over the hurdle of the bad UI. It's not like the worst in the world. You should be fine if you really want to like play the game. Well, I guess Medieval 2 and Rome Total War also had bad UI. But those were, I guess you could argue, better games. So it wasn't as bad. The reason I like Medieval 2 and Rome Total War better than Empire is mainly because of the campaign mechanics. I know, it's kind of crazy to say, but yeah, I like the campaign better in those games, even though they are smaller and way simpler. Empire Total War has a giant map. This game is giant, and there's a lot of mechanics in this game, like town growth, but really none of them actually matter that much. You can actually ignore all of them and be completely fine. The AI is so aggressive in this game that there is no time to do anything but war. Like, actually, I feel like this game would be better as like a grand strategy game like Europa Universalis than a Total War game because they have all these mechanics, but The AI is going to day one deck on you no matter what, so it's easier just to conquer the map and make your money that way. Which is sad, because look how big the map is. This is a giant map, and you're not going to see most of it. You're not going to use most of it. To show how aggressive the AI is in this game, there's a campaign called the tutorial. I mean, it's called the Road to Independence. It's a fine tutorial. I mean, it has cool moments. I got no problem with it. That is, until you get to the actual independence part. You do the Battle of Bunker Hill, and that it's a cool set piece, and then you get into the campaign, you start trying to battle England, and then Spain, France, the natives, they all declare war on you, the Netherlands declares war on you, everyone. And that is when George Washington said, "Suck my fucking dick, dude." And then he reset the game. Mind you, I was playing hard difficulty campaign, but normal is just as bad, but, you know, hard does kind of make things, you know, harder. I did feel cool when I actually beat this campaign, like I actually felt like I was George Washington. But I think I dealt with more bullshit than he ever did. You think being a Revolutionary War general is hard? Yeah, try being a gamer. You think being the first president of a young republic's hard? Yeah, try being a nice guy. There is also the Warpath campaign, and this campaign is a guilty pleasure of mine. I like the struggle, I like the challenge in it. It's a pretty short campaign, and it's kind of like half-assed. Like, even the victory screen is just like a JPEG someone drew up real quick and said, "Here you go." Warpath is a DLC campaign, and it really does feel like they just wanted to wash their hands with the game, because they released this DLC and a couple of unit packs and said, "Please buy Napoleon for $60, please." And Napoleon is a better game. And Shogun 2 came after, and that is a even better game. It's a great game. And you know what Shogun 2 has? It has LARP. That's why it's a great game. And I say this as like, you know, it's a joke, but it's actually serious. Like, you need LARP to have a good game. Because there's no LARP in Empire Total War. The soundtrack, it's not made by Jeff Van Dyke. He made Shogun 2, he made Rome soundtrack, he made Medieval 2 soundtrack. He knows what he's doing. And they just don't fucking hire him. So you have generic music for Empire Total War. It's just like bum 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 bum. That's all you hear. And when I say I like LARP in games, the soundtrack is only part of it. The other part is creating like dynamic stories. For example, in Medieval 2 and Rome Total War, you have like a family tree, you have generals, and they have traits, they have characteristics, and they have general speeches that reflect what's going on around them. And you know, they might be dorky, they might be lame, but when I'm hearing like a general speech after like losing to an AI and it's our final battle, and my general's like, "Men, we will fight this day! They have destroyed our country, they have defiled our cities!" He's like saying shit like that, and he's like, "This is our final battle!" Like, he's like giving his warrior speech, and like he names the country that's attacking him. Like, that shit is so fucking cool, and they just don't do that anymore. It almost feels like games like Empire and stuff are like embarrassed to have LARP. Like, they don't want to like LARP fully, and that is sad. Like, I want a game that has like the vibe of like the Patriot movie. You know, that movie, you can say what you want about the movie, but it has some cool set pieces, because you can tell the people making the movie are having a good time. And that's what I want to feel when I'm playing like Empire Total War. I want the game to fully immerse me in the game, and it just doesn't want to do that. Like, it's halfway there, but it's like, no, we can't do that. Because the battles are fun. I like the battles in this game. The animations are kind of wonky sometimes. Like, they look cool when they work, but like, it just, there's no LARP behind it. There's no build up. And nations are way too easy to kill. You can kill England in one turn. Like, okay. They put a lot of work and a lot of money into these battle animations, and when they work, they're cool. But we didn't really need them. I don't know how much work it was to put them in, but I was satisfied, or I would have been satisfied, I should say, with just like Rome 1's combat, where it's just a dude doing a hitting animation, and then the dude in front of him falls down. Because the whole game was good. Like, just because the animations were kind of meh, doesn't really matter. I play CK2. Like, I don't really care what the game looks like. I just want to have fun. I want to have a good time. I think how I will rate Empire Total War is it's like a really nice house. It's like a fantastic house, but it just has no paint. Like, they didn't paint the house, and there's no appliances inside. But overall, the house is very nice. That is what I will say. Now, I do recommend you give this game a shot if you're interested. And for Creative Assembly, just have fun making games again. Like, have fun. Just have a great time. If you have a great time making the game, then the game will be good. And please stop with this DLC. Like, what the hell is this shit, man?